Good morning, welcome to Headline Focus, live on Core Politics with me, Rob Double. It is Friday the 13th of October 2017, and with the time about 10 minutes before the start of the working day, let's get into what's making the news. So to start off with, Whitehall is in hiring mode. They're planning to hire 2,000 more staff, more civil servants, to handle Brexit in particular. This is a sign, according to the FT, of the civil service having to shift their focus and their resources towards dealing with Brexit. The size of the civil service, I should say, has actually shrunk by 20% since 2008 due to heavy spending cuts. And so this is basically having to undo that reduction to make enough personnel to deal with Brexit. Ministers are now haggling for those people to come to their departments, those new people, so to bolster their own teams. But there's also been a lot of movement amongst the civil service as well. A lot of policy experts, the FT is saying about 750 policy experts, are expected to relocate to the 5 main Brexit departments, that being the Department for Exiting the EU, Trade, Business, Agriculture, and, of course, the Home Office. Next up, in the Sun, Telegraph, the Mirror and the Eye, as you can see, that it's making the pictures on the front pages quite a lot. Is what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. Now, he's been accused by more than 20 actresses now of harassment and assault. Scotland Yard has also opened investigations of alleged sexual assault against the media mogul. He denies some of the claims, and said yesterday that he deserves some kind of second chance, or there should be some second chance available. With the quote saying, "We all make mistakes," coming through crucially, coming through in the papers, I should say, pretty much across all of them actually. Let's look in focus then at the main political story going on today, which again is Brexit. Now, the Brexit negotiations have ended this week. This was the 5th round of negotiations between Michel Barnier and David Davis, and again they've ended in no progress, no sufficient progress, enough at least for the UK to start talking to the EU about the trade deal, the future arrangement we're going to get with the EU after March 2019 when we officially leave. The Guardian here, chaos as EU talks deadlocked and Commons Brexit bill stalls. Now, they're warning of the EU deadlock in Brussels, but they're also reporting on what's happening in Westminster to do with Brexit, which is what they're calling a whispering campaign, building against Chancellor of the Exchequer Philip Hammond. And now, if you have a look at the Mail, this is followed through in their headline as well. Sack Saboteur Hammond. This is quoting former Chancellor Lord Lawson, who's accused Mr Hammond of sabotaging Brexit. This is because of what they're saying is a string of gloomy pronouncements on Brexit. It's a very negative outlook of what's going on in Brexit and what's going to happen after Brexit. And as you remember, Philip Hammond was the person as well who said that there was no money going to be committed to contingency plans for no deal from the Treasury until the very last moment at least. So no plans for a no deal according to the Treasury, which of course hold the purses of government. Let's have a look at one final story then, which is in the Times, a very, very shocking story. Child trafficking victims vanish from council care. Now, they're reporting that more than 150 Vietnamese children rescued from traffickers have placed in care of UK councils have disappeared from care or their foster homes since 2015. And they fear that they may have fallen back into the hands of slave masters. And they've got a terrible fact that most of the children go missing within 2 days of actually entering care. That's pretty much it for today. You're up to date. Don't forget you can find all the latest on what we're doing here on Core Politics on our Facebook page and on Twitter right here. We've got some more Inside Europe coming out today, covering what's going on in Brussels. But from now, and me and all the team here at Core London, have a fantastic weekend.